Bam and bam. Hey, everybody. This is Lawrence and Kate. Welcome to another pre-show cocktails and conversations for the New York Cosplay Cabaret. Getting our drink on.
Yes. Got my special mug for tonight.
What is it? Spontaneous musical numbers.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
You know how it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
I like your stuff. I didn't say it in time before, but I really you're looking good there. Your beard and mustache combo.
Thank you. I'm going for my whole Don Quixote look.
Yes.
You know, I'm going for my Don Miguel. That was Cervantes. Oh wow, one of my favorite stories, and I almost forgot the name.
It's the time we live in. Like, it's quarantine mush brain.
I know, quarantine mush brain
all the time.
So for those of you who have never been to this before the cabaret officially starts at 8 o'clock. For those of you who are surprised because it said 8 o'clock and then starting now, we always do a half hour beforehand where we catch up, get to see how each other's doing, get to see how things are going in geek and convention and show circles. And today, actually, we have something cool. So every once in a while, we've managed to bring new people in. We actually have two of our performers from today's show, Susanna and Bridget. Susanna, you guys have already seen before. Hello.
Hey. Hey, girl.
And Bridget is one of our new performers.
Hi. Welcome.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh.
There we go. Pushing too many buttons. And Bridget's one of our new performers. She's just joining us today. So hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hey. Well, welcome.
Welcome. So, Bridget, you were telling us that you are relatively new to the convention circuit, right?
Oh, yeah. I haven't been to any conventions yet, and I'm relatively new to the cosplay scene, too. I only started in September of 2019 when TikTok was at its prime, and I was on it. So, I'm a TikTok cosplayer. And
before the federal government got involved.
Before that happened. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But so I got really into cosplaying, which was probably the next step in my nerddom. But I've been having fun. I do cosplays from Star Wars, obviously She-Ra, Steven Universe, a lot of shows and movies, and I have a fun time.
Oh, very, very cool. Now, so. Normally in October, New York Comic Con would be the big East Coast convention that will be happening. They literally just announced that they were going virtual a week ago, or actually earlier this week. And they're doing their test run of their virtual convention. They started today. So I know you're talking about trying to get into things that are happening. Findthemetaverse.com. is where New York Comic Con and Repop, they're basically combining all the conventions into one huge online convention. I watched the Star Trek Lower Decks panel today, and it was awesome. Yes.
All right. I'll check it out.
It was all kinds of cool. And San Diego did their virtual Comic Con, but that was, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was a little too corporate for my taste. But, it is what it is. Virtual TrekCon was another one that happened that was brilliant. That one was all Star Trek, but it was hyper interactive.
That's awesome.
Which was great. We were talking with people from all over the world at all hours of the day, and that was a fantastic thing to do. So, and you will find tonight probably people in the comments or at the after party or whatever that since we're all going through convention withdrawal, there will be lots of people to help point you at cons.
Right. I'll definitely check it out.
What's your go-to fandom? Is it Star Wars?
I would usually say Star Wars, but the first thing that got me into being a nerd in general, I'd say, was Harry Potter. I started reading the books in second grade when I wasn't a very good reader at all, and my teacher actually told me to stop reading them because it would take me half of the year to finish one of the books. I was really, really bad.
Really?
But, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I read Order of the Phoenix in a single sitting out in Columbus Circle.
Yeah, I probably could do that now, but I was in second grade and I didn't know how to really read yet. And at the time before that, all of the books I had read were the Magic Treehouse books. And what I'd do my parents would give me the book and say, read the book. And what I'd do was I'd read certain pages of it and the back, and then when they'd ask me what the book was about so that I could prove to them I read it, I'd make up a story and give the book back to them. So Harry Potter is the reason that I'm a bookworm today. I was such a mischievous little kid. And other than that, I was a goody two-shoes. I just hated reading until Harry Potter. But yeah, I'd say Harry Potter was my go-to fandom.
Anything that gets people into reading, I'm a fan of. So that's
yeah.
Cool. I started reading the Harry Potter books because I lost a bet. I am no longer associated with the person who I made the bet with, but I am completely enamored with Harry Potter and everything it has to do with. And we did a Harry Potter show last year, and we're planning another one, by the way. So
awesome!
You have
I just finished a Hermione cosplay.
So you have to come back and do that with us.
Awesome! That'd be so cool. I'd love to come back.
So Susanna, I'm so glad that you're here. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing pretty well. I don't know what it is. It's been very hot in the apartment today. I don't know if the air conditioner is finally just taking a little bit of a breather. But yeah, it's been good. It's been the grind.
I know, right? Just trying to keep things going here in the big city with everything shut down. So one of the reasons why I'm so glad that you popped in is because I am going to switch. Hold on a second. Chrome tab. I'm going to switch to share screen.
Ooh.
Because you did something that I thought was totally cool, and in case people didn't see it, I was prepared for this, whether you showed up or not. I want to share this. So Susanna has a YouTube channel, and if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Why is Spectrum calling me now? I don't want to talk to you.
They know you're busy. That's exactly why they call.
They always call at the most inconvenient times.
Yeah, if they cut off my internet tonight, I swear you're going to see me on New York One tomorrow. You will see me on New York One tomorrow talking about what did you do to my show? They're probably mad because I told them my bill was too high. Because it is. So what I was saying is, she has a YouTube channel, and if you're watching this, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel because, we want you to support all of our performers. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the GeekLifeRules YouTube channel, you should be doing that too because, we want you to support us. But Susanna did this great video showcasing, I've been doing this long enough that I should know I should mute stuff. Wait, okay. We are calling to inform you that the service interruption you reported has been cleared. This is when my internet dropped out 4 days ago.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Spectrum.
Wow.
There you go,
Thanks,
ladies and
Spectrum.
gentlemen. Thanks, Spectrum. So anyway, as I was saying, Susanna did this great video showing a little bit of her putting together her performance for tonight. So do you mind if I show? I'm going to show a little bit of it because
go ahead.
It was so cool getting to see a how-to. Knowing that everyone has their different method of putting things together was so cool seeing a how-to. Let me know if you have audio, by the way.
What I've got going here.
We've got audio.
This video is going to be shot Zoom style. Makes things much easier. And thought it would be funny because it's kind of Violet giving her advice on how everyone can handle the pandemic better. So Zoom, very in the world of pandemic. So I've got my computer set up on all these books, which I usually do for any Zoom calls. And then this is my background, which is, lovely. My ring light, which I shorten the stand, and I rig it behind David's computer and plug it in down there underneath.
No, it's right here.
A billion cords. And so I just plug it in there, and now to do a little vocal warm-up. I used to do those. I tried to do them while doing my makeup in the past, and it's just a little too much for me. So, during a show, when you're with a group of people and someone's leading the warm-ups and you've done that makeup a billion times, past tech week, you're just going through the motions, that's fine, but I cannot do my vocal warm-ups while trying
Yeah.
We have all been there.
It's hard.
Here's how it's looking right now. This is so confusing. There are so many screens. Basically, I just went and put on them on my neck because it turns out I needed to look a little paler to match all of this up. And then I'm going to be playing the track from my phone, and then I'm going to send the event organizers and editors the karaoke track so that they can mix it to help the sound quality. And I'm also going to turn off that dang air conditioner when I record. So,
of which, so first thing, thank you for turning off the air conditioner. Trying to edit out air conditionings in fans, of which I have one running right behind me, but hopefully you can't hear it. Trying to edit out air conditioning in fans without affecting people's voices is a giant pain in the rear.
Yeah, I felt that before.
But also, it's very cool because, I mean, a lot of people watch the shows, and in your case, you use a karaoke track. But a lot of our performers, actually, we have a live accompanist. His name is David Citron. He's our accompanist at Broadway Comedy Club 53 above Broadway. Yes, and in our virtual world, he pre-records the piano accompanist, but people perform to that, and then it all gets put together sort of after the fact so that we can get a great quality sound. And now people can see a little bit of how that is.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Can I say I'm also impressed with your 10-minute warm-up? Because I don't think I've ever warmed up that fast in my life.
That's about as short as I can warm up, and I was just feeling like getting through it. You know, the mornings where sometimes you're like, okay, let's get ready, and I had been singing through the song so many times already because you'll see tonight, it's a really wordy song, and I was just ready to do as many tries. I knew I would be very warmed up by the time I got one with all of the lyrics correct, because it's an absolute tongue twister. So, but yeah, a lot of people, when I posted that on Instagram, were saying, oh, I use those same vocal warm-ups. So I think it's Jacob's Vocal Academy. If you look up vocal warm-ups on YouTube, there are a lot of great ones.
Okay. I use a warm-up, a partial warm-up method called the Diva Method, Janine Diva. I took this class, oh my God, it must have been 15 years, no, maybe 20 years ago, but still use that for a warm-up. And then anyone who has ever been around me, who's ever worked with me, I replaced parts of my warm-up with songs. Like, I'm not a big fan of doing lip trills, so I had a music teacher say, pick a song that's very lip trilly, and that will be your warm-up. So I warm up to basically the opening of Les Mis at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I get that. Nice.
All
right.
At the end of the day, it's another day over. And so anyone who's ever worked with me, or heaven forbid, had to be in the cabin next to me on a cruise ship, knows every word to the first 5 numbers of Les Mis.
Good way to do it.
Gotta keep them fresh and and loose.
What's your warm up regimen, Kate?
Honestly, I'm embarrassed to say, but it's really basic. It's just a lot of like, I somewhere in my apartment, I have one of those little like sound muffler things that I just like sing into, and I just do like a, da da da. I also do a lot of kind of like a lot of nasal work.
Yeah.
Like meow meow. Because I'm a cat inside, but yeah.
Speaking of cats, are we gonna get a cameo tonight?
He's here. He's been letting me know he's around. I don't know if you heard him before, but he was in the hallway going, meow. Tell me to warm up. But yeah, he'll make a cameo for sure.
Bridget, how about you? What's your warm up like?
It varies. I have a couple of like way back 2017. I was in a production of Newsies, and what I did was I recorded what we did because I remember I really liked how the warm-ups like felt. So I was like, let me just record this real quick. And I have those on my phone. So like before an audition or before a video. Yeah. For the video that I filmed for this, I did what Susanna did because I didn't have a lot of time to practice with the music and stuff. So I just was like singing the song over and over again. And when I got to one that I liked, I was like, this is it. And by the time I got to that one, I was already pretty warmed up.
That's
So
cool.
yeah.
It's great when you find part of the reason my warm up to like Les Mis is because and when you find a warm up, I worked in a show where that's what we did and I liked it so much, but I've literally never stopped doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's so many warm-ups that like it's like why do ones that you don't enjoy? Like there's so many ways you can warm your voice up and so many techniques and whatever. And singing a song, like totally. You know the I don't know if you have you seen the movie Steel Magnolias? There's like the whole scene where they're like, Shelby, drink your juice. And sometimes I have a warm up it's like a little inside joke warm up where we'll just go, Shelby, 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 drink your juice. and like literally how we warm up. It's just like that's it. So yeah.
Yes. Also, when you do this, I mean, if you end up doing the same warm up for 5, 6, 10 years down the road, when you are warming up, you know exactly where your voice should be, on what note, at what specific phrase, and especially for Kate and I both worked as singers on Carnival Cruise Lines, meaning that completely hostile vocal environment when you have to sing virtually every night between air conditioning and humidity and et cetera, et cetera. I knew instantaneously, like if I got to the second verse of I Dreamed a Dream and didn't hit a certain note and feel it a certain way on my throat, I knew exactly, say something's wrong or something's right, or I'm having a good warm up. I knew exactly what kind of show I was going to have because I knew exactly where my voice, by the time I got to the end of One Day More, I know I should be singing the alto part and just like full on open. And if I wasn't there, then it was a quick phone call going, I might be cheating some stuff, or I might want to use my emergency tracks because these notes aren't coming out tonight.
It's not going to work, Chief.
You production singers, you got to do that. A show band vocalist didn't have any of that. We had to,
okay, that being said,
you know?
I despise. Have you ever used laryngitis tracks? You know what they are? They basically pre-record the entire show ahead of time. Because in cruise ship world, there are no understudies, there are no swings, there's no canceling. The show goes on. Unless you physically can't stand, you are expected to go on stage and perform anyway. So you pre-record your entire show, and then you're supposed to lip sync to yourself. Any singer worth their salt hates lip syncing to begin with. But trying to lip sync, let's say you started your contract in January and you get sick in May. Trying to remember exactly how you sang it when you just learned it off the sheet music in January, when you've had 5 months of getting riff-tastic and making it your own, you're just waiting for the moment where the audience goes,
wait a minute.
There's a problem here.
That sounds tough.
I would rather like twist my ankle and go, I can't perform at all, than lip sync in a show.
Oh yeah.
I didn't never know that was an option. Whoa. I mean, I know that in Phantom, sometimes they record the high note for Christine in the end and on Broadway. I saw that somewhere, but that's it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not something, I mean, to be honest, I've never worked a stage show that ever did it. It's something I've only ever seen in cruise ships.
Gotcha.
But again, it's a unique environment. You're doing so many shows. Again, in a vocally hostile environment, you'll be on an island all day where it's 100 degrees and then step onto a boat where it's 60.
Yeah, that's not fun for your anything.
It's all recycled air and, like.
No. Not a fan.
Michelle said Lawrence is riff-tastic.
I know, we saw that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't like this. I minimized the banners because I wasn't really a big fan of the giant blue thing that was popping up on the screen. But I don't like the way it looks. I'm going to pop this up there because that should have been at the bottom of the screen the entire time we were talking, but I was having so much fun with you ladies. It is 7:55. We're almost at the dinner ready for showtime. I'm excited. There's a pre-show. There's a pre-show because some people don't come to what we're doing now. Some people come at 8, and then some people show up on CPT. So there's a little bit of a pre-show. So very quickly, the pre-show today actually has a Sci-Fi retrospective video as part of it.
Nice.
So that's something cool to watch for you guys. For everyone just coming in, welcome. Thank you so much. This is another New York Cosplay Cabaret pre-show cocktails and conversations. I am joined by Bridget Godfrey, who is one of our performers tonight.
Hi.
Susanna Crowell, who it only took 4 shows for us to figure out how to pronounce your last name correctly. And who is your MC for the evening? Oh, also, I should probably point out, Susanna. Well, we'll talk about this later on when we do your number. But Susanna, thank you so much for making me go back and actually watch Ultraviolet from beginning to end, because
It's an experience. It's more an experience than a film.
I guess it's because I'm a huge fan of Mila Jovovich, but I didn't think it was that bad. But I mean, it's not good.
Come on, Kate. It was
Like same way I loved House Bunny. Like there's something camp about it. Like you really have to buy into the suspension of disbelief was shattered.
Yeah.
But second time I watched it, pretty sweet, pretty cute.
Oh, you know what just occurred to me? I don't know why this didn't occur to me over the last 3 weeks of doing show prep. There are 2 Mila Jovovich numbers, because we're also doing Fifth Element in the show tonight.
Yes, I was gonna. You're stealing my intro material.
I'm sorry. It popped into my head.
We took away it's time to rewrite. It's fine.
So yeah, guys, we're about 3 minutes away from we're gonna hit that pre-show. For those of you joining, welcome to the show. We're having fun talking about stuff. Let's see. Let's do some quick housekeeping before we get to the show. Tonight's show is a $10 suggested donation. It is an open free stream, so some of you may have just stumbled across it and watching it. And if you are, hang out. We realize that times are tight and not everybody may have that $10. We decided not to put our show behind a paywall. We decided to just let it open because, we want as many eyes to see it. And we want you guys to enjoy yourself. If you are enjoying yourself, though, we would greatly appreciate. Hold on, comments are popping up. But this is Matt Rossen. House Bunny is a really funny movie.
I agree.
I like House Bunny too. I don't know. My taste is not usual, so.
As I was saying, if you are enjoying yourself, hit the like button. I'm still getting used to saying that. Smash that like and subscribe button at the bottom. If you have a nice comment to make at the end of the show, put it in the actual comments and not just in the live chat, because apparently that's analytical. And subscribe, because along with putting up the shows, we are putting up individual performance videos, and every once in a while we just put up stuff. What else? The after party, the Zoom after party. Jamal, I know you were watching. Jamal is now our official technical director, so round of virtual applause to him. Thank you so much. Jamal, if you would be so kind to put the Zoom chat into the comment section. If I do it from StreamYard, YouTube will not play nice with the link. But it'll be in the comment section on the Facebook link and on the event page. But we have our after party where you get to meet the performers and talk and just relax. That's the second thing. Tonight's charity is Be an Arts Hero. Now, originally, both last week's show and this week's show were going to be for Save Space Camp. And we decided to switch this week's show because Space Camp actually hit their $1.5 million target, thanks to a half a $1 million donation from Boeing.
Oh, wow.
So last week's show went to them. This week's show will go to a different charity. This charity is called Be an Arts Hero, and this is a charity in New York that is specifically not just supporting artists who have lost their job due to COVID pandemic, but it's also a campaign that is writing senators and representatives and congressmen and actually trying to physically do something about it by addressing the political powers that be. 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. Yeah.
Silence your cell phones. Make sure.
Now.
No flash photography.
Go get yourself a drink, because these shows are always so much better when you've been drinking. I'm gonna go get a drink. Oh, also, yeah, silence your cell phones, because we will patty the pwn you through the computer. It's like I will turn into it's like Ghost Dad. Just come through and grab your phone.
Got it.
Don't make me. Listen, I've been dreaming of that for years now.
I would pay good money to see Kate come through my laptop screen. All right. Then with that being said, let's get to our pre-show. Bridget, thank you. We're going to see you in a little bit. Susanna, same. Kate, we're going to see you in a little bit as well. And guys, have a great show tonight. Remember, we're all going to be in the live chat, so continue to comment, hang out, and see you in a bit.
Bye.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives.
Nothing will ever fly again. Flying's over. Everything's over. Civilization's dead.
This'll take a while. Yes, I do apologize. My universal translator has been broken recently. People of Earth, I know that times are difficult right now, and so I bring you a song of hope and perseverance. No matter how bad it gets, always remember that you should never give up and never surrender. Just a little more time is all we're asking for. The whole Thermian race is soon to be no more. Earth is now within transport range, so send us down. We need to find some heroes now. Historic documents will show us how. So if you're lost and on your own, you can never surrender. The Protector's crew will lead us home, and they will never surrender. And when deep space is cold and dark, you can see light. Ceres can't take away our right to fight and to never surrender. Commander Taggart and his crew will help us to face our fear. But first we'll need to go find some new beryllium spheres. We will make ourselves a new life now. Leader Mathesar will show us how. So if you're lost and hope has slipped, you can never surrender. Just drag some minds behind your ship, and you will never surrender. And when deep space is cold and dark, you can see light. Ceres can take away our right to fight and to never give up and to never surrender. And when deep space is cold and dark, you can see light. By Gravar's hammer, it's our right to fight and to never give up and to never surrender. To never give up and to never surrender.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another virtual edition of the New York Cosplay Cabaret. My name is Lawrence, for those of you who are new, and we are honored to have all of you with us here tonight. I just happened to glance at the comments from our opening number. That was Evie Apple. Give her a huge virtual round of applause. And Jamal Taylor says, we are starting off with the heavy artillery. Yes, indeed, we are. This is our third annual Sci-Fi Summer Edition. If you had told me 2.5 years ago that we would be in our third season still doing this, and doing this virtually no less, I would have told you were lying. But thanks to all of our wonderful performers and people behind the scenes, here we are, still coming together, sharing our geeky passions, sharing our musical passions with even more people thanks to the virtual medium. So at least that good thing came out of the pandemic. We have a fantastic lineup of performers tonight. I know I've said this before, but seriously, I feel like this is one of the best lineups that we have had. Definitely for our sci-fi spectacular. You know what just occurred to me, and it's not in my notes? Evie, you opened the Sci-Fi Spectacular last year. So why don't we take an opportunity very quickly to introduce you to the performers who did our opening number.
Hi!
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Evie Apple and David Citron, who is also the Cabaret accompanist.
He is indeed. Yay!
Cool. You want to tell everybody a little bit about how this number came to be?
Like most of these.
No, sorry. Pushing too many buttons. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, that's okay.
Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal.
Always loved Galaxy Quest, one of my favorite movies of all time. Always loved Laliari. She doesn't get enough love. She's a pivotal member of the crew, but doesn't get a whole lot to do other than being the love interest. So I wanted to give her a little bit more of a voice. I've always loved the Never Give Up, Never Surrender. I had this costume this past Halloween. We did a out of this world sci-fi type Halloween thing. So I already had the costume and thought, what would she sing? Something about Never Surrender. Oh, I know the song. And,
definitely one of the most perfect combinations of cosplay character and song symmetry.
Mixing it with another one of my loves, which is cheesy 80s music, but it can be inspiring.
You know, we've been talking about doing an 80s show.
Oh my gosh.
Not necessarily like comic book or geek, but just 80s and letting people go to town just to see what the costumes would come up. So
there.
Who knows? Maybe it'll happen in this virtual format. David, we find a way to get you in these shows one way or another.
I'm lucky to have my own in-house accompanist, so.
Indeed. David's actually also going to be accompanying Matt later on in the night with a Big Bang Theory parody, which is kind of cool. Is it, David, I know I've probably asked you this before, but there are a few new people watching. Is it harder or easier doing the accompanist for the performers in this format?
Well, with Evie in the room, it's the same, of course. But for the virtual remote people, I find it a lot harder because what I really like as an accompanist is reacting to the singer, following the singer, allowing the singer to be free and take their time, and then responding to that. And in this virtual format, we have to do it the reverse, where I have to kind of imagine what the song is going on in my head as I'm playing it, and then send it to them. So I'll sometimes write to them and say, what are you planning on doing here or there? Or I've had performers send me just like a little voice memo saying, I'm going to do this part like this, so I can try to fit in. But a lot of times I'm just like thinking in my head of what the vocal line is doing. Like I'm trying to keep it as loud as possible in my imagination so I can accompany it.
I would love to hear you do like the piano equivalent of working on an accompanist and then just having a Marty McFly moment where at the end you just like defy gravity turns into like Little Richard piano riffs at the end. and then you literally look at the camera and go, you may not be ready for this, but your kids are going to love it.
Foot up on the key.
Oh, well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show again. Evie, thank you for doing our second cold open.
Yay!
Brilliant, and it's been awesome having you guys. Virtual round of applause for them again, ladies and gentlemen. In the comments, if you would, they're in there and they can see it. We'll see you guys later on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the point where we do a little bit of housekeeping. If you just happen to stumble across this stream, that is beautiful and wonderful, and we have kept the stream open and not behind a paywall because we want as many people to enjoy the geeky fun we're going to have tonight. However, if it is within your means, or if you're coming here to see a specific performer, there is a suggested $10 per person donation. If you came here to support a specific performer, there are two ways to make sure they get credit for you tonight. You can either go to their specific Eventbrite link, and the performers have those linked themselves, or you can go to paypal.me/GeekLifeRules and make sure you hashtag that performer's name. That way they get credit for you being one of the audience members that they watch tonight. Any other general tickets that are to the New York Cosplay Cabaret or to our charity tonight, which is Be an Arts Hero, will be split amongst the cast and donated to our charity, which is Be an Arts Hero tonight. This is what happens when you try to do it from the memory and not use your notes. And since I have notes, I'm going to pass you on to our host this evening. She has been the host of the New York Cosplay Cabaret for several years now. She is amazing. She is funny. She is a staple here in New York and a staple at Broadway Comedy Club in 53 Above Broadway. She's formerly the host of the Cranky Cabaret, but we stole her and she's ours. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to your host for this evening, Miss Kate Hoover.
Hello! How are you guys? All right, that's enough, you Aerosmiths. All right. You get the gist. Hello! Welcome to the Sci-Fi Summer Edition of the Cosplay Cabaret. Thank you, Lawrence, for that wonderful introduction. As always, I am your host this evening, Miss Kate Hoover, and I hope you're ready to take a truly stellar performance journey with me. That help was hot. My goodness gracious. I was also waiting in the wings for like 5 minutes while Lauren said that, and Mama's already sweating up a storm. So folks, please, I hope you're ready to sit back and relax as we take you to infinity and beyond, trek into deep space, and boldly go where only the nerdiest have gone before. Strap in and let's kick this performance into ludicrous speed. How many puns can she fit in the intro? Let's get it started with our first performer. Susanna is a member of the Cosplay Cabaret fam. She's been with us several times, and we're happy to have her back. And if she wants to let you know, if you haven't seen the movie Ultraviolet, then congratulations, because it's very good. However, it is about a pandemic, so it's very relatable, and it does make our current situation in the world seem a little more livable in comparison, at least for right now. So here to help you feel better in the midst of an unreliable, chaotic world is Violet, aka your first performer, Susanna Crowell.
Yes, I was born into a world you may find hard to understand. The trouble began when an American weapons lab discovered an obscure virus that had been around for centuries. And that's when the disease got out. Everything changed. As previous ages were defined by terrorism, this one was defined by fear of disease.
My whole world's a disaster, and yours has gone to shit too. I guess we both have cities in turmoil. Disease can really leave a whole planet screwed. We both know it's true. And from me to you, I say, I hope you have a better pandemic than mine. My world has a leader breaking human rights crimes. At least yours, wait, yours does too. Gee, you might be really screwed. I thought our vice cardinal was bad. At least he has mandates to wear masks. I really can't recommend my movie to anyone right now, but it is hashtag relatable content with everyone in the film running around wearing masks. Hope you have a better pandemic, cause mine, let me tell you, our virus, it leaves lingering effects that last all your life. Same with coronavirus? Please just tell me you're staying inside. Everyone who gets sick in my world, they all die. Well, it takes 12 years for us to die from it. We turn into vampires that look just like humans, except we get super cool superpowers, like getting to change the color of our hair and our clothes. And nope, none of what I just told you ever gets explained in the movie. At all. Isn't that cool? Everyone in my world got exiled. Sucks. Get it? Because vampires sucks. Everyone with COVID stays human. Good luck. Ours spread by blood, air. Both our governments don't care. All our sick got exiled out of fear. Well, at least I think summary explains 10 times more than the movie ever does. The plot is borderline unintelligible, and it's basically one big fight scene. Well, let me put it this way. This movie has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Our leader makes your president look mild. At least you didn't hide your cure inside of a child. Well, it turns out actually the cure was hidden inside of me. Never got explained, it made no sense. My tears brought a child back to life. Then the movie ends. I know, right? And if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, watching the movie is only going to bring up more questions. Hope you have a better pandemic than mine. While my movie ended, you all still have time. My movie was such a joke, but it finished up and ended with a little hope. Could humanity survive? We'll see. If you all wear masks, then probably. Hope you have a better pandemic.
Yes. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Susanna, virtual round of applause in the chat group in the window. How are you? I started to. Okay. Let me start off by doing this. There were so many awesome comments that were popping up, but I didn't want to go over your subtitles. So love the lyrics on the
So
bottom.
good.
Thank you.
We can sing along. Love it.
Yeah.
Janet said, "Little too real." Hold on. There's a. Hold on. Wait. There's one other one I want to point out. I actually like Ultraviolet. Where was it? It's my favorite one. One of my favorite ones. Hold on. That performance. I happen to scroll backwards because there's so many applause and congratulations and awesome comments that it's making me have to scroll backwards. So here it is. Cheerfully grim and
Nothing.
That's one of my brand pillars. Thank you for writing it for me. Perfect.
Oh, okay. So seriously, I love that you did the pre-show with us, so we actually touched on some of that. But just give a little. You don't have to recap it all, but just a little bit for maybe folks who didn't see the pre-show on how you came up with this awesome idea.
Awesome. Well, I had this wig, and Sci-Fi was coming up, and I was like, there are so many badass Sci-Fi chicks with purple, like this purple hair with the bangs and everything. So I actually went and based it all on the wig from here because I wanted purple hair, and I knew that there were some cool characters out there, and it was between. People have reminded me of her name so many times from Kick-Ass.
Hit Girl.
Hit Girl from Kick-Ass, and Violet from Ultraviolet, which I hadn't seen the movie. And when I did, I was taking so many notes during it that it ended up being like an MST3K riff track. And I thought, because I loved it, but it was out of this world bonkers. And so that's kind of how the song came about. And it seemed to match up with Avenue Q with the rhythms with Pandemic, and I don't know, that's how it all came together.
I loved it. This is one of those films that I knew about but had never watched from beginning to end. But obviously you knew about it, and so after you told me you were doing it, I did two things. I watched the movie, and I started to watch the movie, and then I went back and I realized I started to watch it like on, I think it was Hulu. I had a Crackle, and then I realized, wait, I have the uncut version, the unedited version, so I watched that. Which is just a whole lot more for fighting and killing people. But then after that, I went and I watched Cinema Sins, Everything Wrong with Ultraviolet.
Oh, I got to check that out.
Of which you tackled so many of them in your song, having not ever seen it. Now I know this, and it was fantastic. So that was, it was brilliant.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I have something to watch after all of this too. That's so fun.
Yes, and I'm looking in the chats, and I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. Now you have to do Hit Girl because you already have the wig and you have spoken it into existence.
That is true.
Exactly.
That is true. I love Hit Girl too. So.
It is. Guys, another round of applause for Susanna Crowell. Another fantastic number. Thank you so much for being, again, part of the Coscap family. That was awesome. And hope to see you a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so good again, Susanna. And I mean, listen, you know, I love me a good Pandemic Avenue Q mashup. I love the concept, not the reality that we are living in a similar ultraviolet world. And hey, purple hair, all right, I might as well be halfway there. You know, I'm not a vampire yet. So moving on to your next performer, Bridget, who is a first-timer for the Cosplay Cabaret, and she is 15 years old, thus making her officially the youngest person to perform in our Cosplay Cabaret. So welcome, Bridget. We are so thrilled to have you. She is a huge nerd and an amateur cosplayer from New Jersey. Yay, Jersey! Gonna ask you where you're from. But also, she's performing as Ray tonight, and she made her costume from a pillowcase, I believe, and it looks so good. Wait till you see it. Like, her hair is awesome. Girl, I'd say, I mean, for just getting into this, you're already way ahead of the curve. You look awesome. Wait till you see her. In her free time, she enjoys playing ukulele, reading fantasy novels, and playing D&D, which, yes, I literally just started playing D&D like about at the beginning of this pandemic. So you're ahead of the game with me on that. So please give it up for your next performer, Bridget Godfrey.
Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear or how the world can seem so vast on a journey to the this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide. I'll be safe and wanted. Finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on this journey to the past. Home, love, family. There was once a time I must have had them too. Home, love, family. I will never be complete until I find you. One step at a time, one hope, then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past and bring me home. At last.
Oh my goodness. Hi.
Hey, ladies and Bridget Godfrey, that was awesome.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thanks. That was reading everyone's comments. That was like surreal.
Yeah, you know what? It's really. Kate, I have like, you know that feeling you get when you hear something and it's like right here in your chest.
Yeah.
I have that right now.
Like the second that song, like the little intro came on, I was just like, oh, like it was just like, and your voice is so perfect for it. Oh my God, you sounded so good.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
You absolutely did. I have that. I'm so glad you've joined us in the Cosplay Cabaret. I was looking through the comments myself, and it was like being in a live show. And I'm like, I've seen this number like 8 times already, and I'm still having the same feeling.
It's really it's a song that really hits people's hearts, and I'm so happy that I picked it. It actually took a lot of confidence for me to pick it because, I've seen so many amazing performances from it, and it's been around since my childhood. I was lucky enough to see Anastasia on Broadway with Christy Altamere, and I met her at the stage door. She was the sweetest thing ever, by the way. But yes, bow ties are cool, Crystal. Basically, when Journey to the Past came on, I was there with my twin sister, and we both started, sobbing because we'd been listening to that since we were like born. So it really is a amazing song, and I was very lucky to be able to perform it for you guys.
You did a fantastic job. Karen Muniz says, "Great stage presence. Are you sure this was her initial performance?" I know, right? And and as always, Jamal with like just the perfect thing at the perfect time.
Thank you, Jamal.
So I would be remiss if I did not ask about the background that you used to perform your number, because some people have their living rooms. A lot of us have gotten green screens, and you, of course, just have the most perfect geek tactics background known to mankind. You want to tell everybody about that real quick?
Well, yeah, this is what we get. We actually have it right here, but I don't think I'm going to turn the camera because my computer might fall off the books.
You guys can go back and watch the video again.
Yeah, but this is what we like to call our Star Wars shrine. We like to show it off to everyone that comes over to our house. It's just set with all of the Lego sets. Most of them are made by my wonderful twin sister Rachel, but they're actually really fun. We get them maybe once a year for Christmas, and it's like a huge treat, and it's like a project. Like, this is what we're sitting down and doing, and we're not stopping until it's done. And yeah, it's a big thing. We have like not just Lego sets, we have like little figurines and things, all of our lightsabers that we've had since we were 2. And it's just a big fun thing. And I was going to just perform against a blank wall at first, but then I was like, no, I have the perfect background right there.
No, that was strong with your background.
Yeah.
Well, Bridget, thank you so much. You were absolutely stunning, fantastic. We hope that you decide to come back and do another show with us again virtually. And when we get back to our real club in the real world, you have a spot waiting for you. We'd love to see you in New York City. Also, you mentioned you have a twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking, Evil Ray, Regular Ray, the battle that happened in the movie.
If I can get her to sing, then definitely.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Give Bridget another round of applause. Thank you for being with us tonight, hon.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Oh, what a career you have ahead of you, Bridget. Seriously, that voice. As Jamal said, I will continue to watch your career with much enthusiasm and see where you go. I'm sure it's going to be great places. Moving along to our next performer, who recently experienced a rebirth of a love for cosplay and is looking to act upon it in any way he can, as most of us are, even though, again, a lot of cons got canceled this year. Hey, this is why we do this. This is why we have the Cosplay Cabaret, and we decided to make it virtual so we can give people the opportunity, give the people what they want, for goodness sake. So, I'm happy that we have this outlet for him to come and show you his amazing cosplays. Bailey made his Cosplay Cabaret debut back in April when he performed as Black Widow, and he's thrilled to be back. And obviously we're thrilled to have him back. Here to perform as none other than the Doctor himself. Guys, I'm so excited for this song, and I dare you not to sing along in the chorus with him. Without further ado, give it up for your next performer, Bailey Ellis.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I hair up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I grow old, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. Alonzi. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, yeah, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles and fall down at your door.
Nice.
Literally was the entire time. Da, 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 da.
Like how can you not sing along to that song, right?
So you know I'm looking at like people in like the backstage windows and I see faces going. Da, da.
That's great.
I also had to like run around my apartment to find this.
Yes.
Mine is upstairs and I am in my basement, so
let me sing a little song for you. Da, da, da. Bailey, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's great to be back.
It's great to have you. That number was brilliant, and Tennant, of course, is a great character, great doctor. The obvious question that I'm going to ask you while we have you is you have to tell us what was going on in your neighborhood while you were recording that video.
Come on.
Well, there's two small children who live next door, and they were out in the yard, and they just kind of stopped and they were looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? And they ended up like going inside. They were probably like, I don't know, telling their parents like, yeah, that the guy next door is being weird again. I don't know. Hit the neighborhood. I don't know.
To be honest, though, we were saying earlier, that's exactly what would happen. The doctor would run up and people would look and go, what?
Well, you know, it's funny. I wore that cosplay to L.I. Who back in November, where I actually met Sylvester McCoy. And I had to go to the ATM. There wasn't an ATM right in the vicinity. There was in the nearby gas station. So I had to run, get money, running back. And as I'm running back into the hotel, someone passing by was like, oh, you know, when the doctor's running, there's trouble. It was a day.
Oh my God! Yeah, the doctor's running. Follow him.
Yeah.
So were those your parents, by the way, that came in as the other doctors at the end?
Yep. My dad as the fourth, and my mom as 13.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
That is just insanely cool. Well, thank you so much. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
As always, so great to have you back. I'm looking at the comments and it's love the running.
Yes.
Love the running.
Love the running.
Harmonizing with your cool. The Sonic is a microphone. The leaning against the wall is Chef's kiss.
Yes.
Well, I came across the lyric, you know, when I'm lonely, and I'm thinking, oh, that episode. Let's do this.
Oh, that was great. Well, thank you so much again, guys. Virtual round of applause. Let them know how much you love them in the chat. Hopefully we'll see you at the after party and you know, at another cabaret sooner rather than later.
That'd be great. Thank you so much, everybody. Alonzi.
Alonzi. Geronimo.
Yes. Excellent job. Also, again, David Tennant is definitely my favorite doctor. And I like that you chose a Scottish song, considering he's a Scottish. That's it. I'm not even going to do the accent, but you know what I'm saying. It's a Scottish song, and he's Scottish, and just like this added level. Well done, Bailey. Yes. Let's move on to our next performer, Jenny Jones, who is a space enthusiast, and she will be performing an original song she wrote called Space Dragon. Yes, you heard correctly. Her song is called Space Dragon, and I am so excited for it. It was inspired by her trip to NASA to witness the SpaceX NASA Demo 1 launch to the ISS, which means International Space Station. The first time I read that, I thought it said IRS, and I was like, IRS? What? I can't read words. So she hopes to inspire kids and adults to study science. And yeah, this is drink your juice, Shelby.
You can't. I'm popping for a second to tell you, you can't see this, but she's cracking up backstage on the screen.
Then I've done my job. If I can make you laugh at me, then because I'm certainly laughing at myself. So why not? But yeah, she hopes the song inspires you, as she hopes to inspire all kids and adults to study science and to dare to dream of space. And listen, you had me at Space Dragons. So without further ado, performing Space Dragons, give it up for Jenny Jones.
I'm Jenny Jones, and this is my Space Jam Space Dragon. I'm a Space Dragon. I'm the Space Dragon. I'm going to space. We're going to space. I'm going to space. Okay, well, maybe not deep space, but I'm space adjacent. Gonna chill at International Space Station. Thanks to SpaceX engineers, I get honors containment. Gonna launch myself into the air. This Space Jam's kid's safe, so I'm not gonna swear. I'm the Space Dragon. Yeah, I'm Space Dragon too. Elon and NASA call me commercial crew. I prefer Space Dragon, cause I hang with Puff, Falcor, Elliot, Smog, Toothless, Smoosh, Shoe. I'm not as sweet as Norsa, but Daenerys, I got you. Drogon, Viserion, Regal, you're my kind. Falcon 9 brings me into orbit, then I leave my loud bird friends behind. Ripley and I, we hit outer space. Self-propulsion's all mine, this rendezvous's ours. We're docking on time, one day we'll get space tours. Astro Animal, me, and McLean, a new era in human spaceflight. This achievement's off the chain. Look, Rick, we were above the rain. Look, Ripley, from up here we see lightning storms swirling far below, deserts, oceans, organisms, all the life forms we know. Look at Mother Earth, she's smiling back. I hope one day humans see past artificial lack. Dragon riders, we got each other's backs. Up here we can't see borders, coexist in peaceful order, destroying our only inhabitable planet. It's whack, polluting Earth's environment. It's whack, gotta have all Earthlings' backs, gotta study hard, kids, gotta learn all your facts. I like facts. Everything we need to sustain astronaut lives. I'm going to space. Space dragons like me, we prove that education, innovation, preparation's where it's at. I'm a testament to inspire collaboration. Cosmos contains all divine creation. Wish homie Sagan was here for commercial space exploration. It's just the beginning for a new generation. I'm in space, you're in space, all of us in space. All the human race. Where one woman goes now is a leap for womankind. Though we all share the wonder, and I'm a space dragon. I won't steal the thunder from other beasts to explore. I love all beasts who dare. Respect to those who dare mighty things. Even JPL robots got their own funky flair. Even rovers are cannons and expire up here. Rove in peace, opportunity. Welcome back, curiosity. I'm going to space. We're going to space. Let's all hold hands and win this race. I'm a space dragon. We're the space dragons. I'm Jenny Jones. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Oh, okay. So I love when we get an original character or an original song or an original anything, and that was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How was the SpaceX launch? Like, did they launch from Kennedy?
Yeah, so I got to travel to Kennedy, and it was me and people who are much more qualified to digest a launch in a scientific perspective, but I just wanted to write a space jam. And that's literally what I told them when I went, was I'm just here to write space jams. And when I went there, we got to spend a whole week at Kennedy touring all behind the scenes. We got to go see where the astronauts stay, where they're quarantined before they go. We got to go see where they grow the food, and it was just a week of just pure science and fun, and it was one of those like once in a lifetime experiences that it changed me as an artist. I mean, it changed me as a human, and the best part was the capsule. So the SpaceX NASA, I'm nerding out. I'm sorry. This is like the SpaceX.
You have the audience that is interested in this information.
Perfect. Yeah. Sometimes people aren't as perceptive. So the capsule itself is called the Dragon, and it was the Crew Dragon mission. And all I kept thinking when I found out I was going was, we're going to space. That's all I kept yelling. So like it got delayed once. So for months, all I kept yelling was, I'm going to space. Anytime I'd see people, I'd just say, I'm going to space. I'm going to space. And so that kind of became like the refrain of the song before I even went. And then when I got there, the fact that it was called the Dragon, like there's so many famous dragons. And all I kept thinking was, this is a space dragon and it's from Southern California. And I'm in Southern, so the whole song has an attitude about it of having almost like the space dragon from the valley. And like, I love performing the song because I am the space dragon, and my astronaut outfit, I like to wear. I mean, I wear that as normal clothes, so I don't even know if that's a costume at this point, but I do wear it.
You're supposed to walk out. That's normal clothing for us. I walk out wearing this, and if
I want to tone it down, I do have a proper flight suit if I need to tone it down, and that's green. But for the most part, I'm dressed like an astronaut. I'm wearing an astronaut shirt now.
That was absolutely awesome. That was just the comments.
Thank you.
Bust the hip hop space jams, and that was awesome. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Now, most people. Okay, so especially this is one of the few times I get to say, if you actually enjoyed the number that you just saw, this is commercially available, correct?
It is. It's available on Apple Music, iTunes, SoundCloud, all the platforms. And I have a video that I'm in the process of editing that will come out probably in the next couple of weeks as soon as I get it all done. And it incorporates footage of my time at NASA. I went to JPL. I went up to Goddard. I went up to all the different NASA facilities and shot my music video at them. So it'll be a really special video when I'm done with it. I'm just editing it myself, so it's taking a minute.
Cool. All right. Well, you are Jenny Ann Jones on Instagram, and all of the social media is on the event page for all the performers, but we'll also, people are in the chat, so you can also pop that in the chat. I'm sure there are people who want to find out. And thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. You were awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Excellent job, Jenny. And I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce you to my own personal space dragon. I guess that's right. It's the official Cosplay Cabaret mascot, Dean. Here to say hello. Hey, Dean. He's thoroughly enjoying the show, and he loved that last number. Excellent job, Jenny. Now, if only someone can teach me how to train my space dragon. He's not amused. Okay, well, moving on to our next performer. He always has to steal the show, and now he's going to go try and chew all of my intros. A longtime member, Matt Rossen, has been doing the Cosplay Cabaret with us for years, and we just adore him. We always love the energy and just the fun performances he brings to the cabaret, and we're thrilled to have him back yet again to perform for you all. He loves getting to cosplay as some of his favorite characters of all time, and his favorite show, or one of his favorite shows, is The Big Bang Theory. So he's inviting you now to come take a trip with him into the scientifically nerdy world of Dr. Leonard Hofstadter. And no, this is no bazinga, y'all. Give it up for Matt Rossen.
I've given you sunlight, I've given you dirt. You've given me nothing but heartache and hurt. I'm begging you sweetly, I'm down on my knees. Oh, please, grow for me. I've given you plant food and water to sip. I've given you polish, you've given me zip. Oh God, how I missed you. Oh God, how you tease. Oh please, grow for me. I've given you southern exposure to get you to thrive. I've pinched you back hard like I'm supposed to. You're barely alive. I've tried you with levels of moisture from desert to mud. I've given you pro-life and mineral supplements. What do you want from me, blood? I've given you sunlight. I've given you rain. Looks like you're not happy. Unless I open a vein. I'll give you a few drops, if that'll appease. Oh, please, grow for me.
Yay!
Thank you. That was so much fun, and I love The Big Bang Theory.
Oh gosh, and what a good role for you too. Like seriously, that song is so perfect for you.
Thank you so much. I'm actually wearing a Big Bang Theory shirt now. It says Bazinga.
Oh no!
Well, it's actually from season 2, so it doesn't have Bernadette or Amy.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, let's see. Heather says this role is perfect for you, Matt. Janet, with like 10 seconds
thank you so much.
This is already amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
David, who accompanied you in the number. Wow, Matt, epic. This is probably the first time David gets to hear everything put together is during the show. So
this is so much fun, and I appreciate so much.
So yeah, do you identify with the Leonard? Is that why you decided to do this particular one? Normally you cosplay Sheldon.
I feel like I'm sort of like Leonard and Sheldon as a person. I feel like I'm sort of like both of them in a way. But yes, I've noticed like one thing about me, like with Leonard has a habit of always apologizing. And I feel I have that habit too, which I'm sure like from all of you've seen the show, you know how with Kenny he'll always go, I'm sorry. I feel like I definitely relate.
Definitely.
That's cool. Well, we absolutely love that. Heather is constantly calls you.
Thank you so much.
Our good luck charm. You've been in every single regularly scheduled cabaret since the beginning, including the first one at Don't Tell Mama. So thank you so much for being with us
This is like
again.
such an amazing opportunity. Thank
Thanks,
you so
God.
very much for having me.
Of course.
I cut you off. Kate, say that again.
I was just gonna say, like, every time you perform, Matt, like, you always just bring like the biggest smile to everyone's face. Like, you kill it every single time. You know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
You do. Guys, virtual round of applause for Matt. Let him know you love him in the comments.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Thanks again, Matt. Oh, love it. And by the way, was that succulent you were holding? I just want to know, because whatever it was so adorable. And
it was actually one of the plants.
It was really?
Not a plant from the show, but like one of the regular plants, like from one of my neighborhood stores, and like it looked so much like it. So I was like, okay, I want to use it. It looks sort of like it. I figured I could have got a Pop Funko, but like using a plant that's more like not a toy one would make more sense.
Yeah. I love it. Using live props. That's ingenious. I love it. Listen, if there ever were killer plants, just send them my way, because I've literally killed every plant that I've tried to own. I'm not kidding. I've killed cactuses. I've killed so many plants. I have a problem. All right, moving on to our next performer, who is another veteran of the Cosplay Cabaret. I've murdered so many plants. Please. Estelle is a singer, actress, and mom to a 4-year-old and 2 cats. So yeah, cat moms, woo. Also, I forget who mentioned it. Might have been Susanna before, saying when I was like, how do I train my cat? She's like, good luck, which yeah, tell me something I don't know. Tonight, Estelle is going to take you on a trip into the future. Rama. See what I did there? Yay! Terrible transitions. Woo! That's my thing. She's performing as probably one of the smuggest men in the galaxy. He goes by many names: the Velour Fog, Big Z, Zapper. But ultimately, give it up for your next performer, Estelle Goodwin, or Zap Brannigan.
Amateur hour's over. Let me show you why they call me the Velour Fog. Hit it. You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your silent greens when you hurl in the sky when you see me fly by. Why so mad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me sad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your woman. You'll be back. Soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back. Time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. In my love Nazium, we can make another sexy mistake. And when push comes to shove, you'll come crawling back to the Big Z like a bird on its belly. Leela, 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 Leela. Leela, you'll crawl back to the silver. Ba-da-da. You say our love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause I'm your favorite subject. You're sexy, commanding subject. And you're my hot alien babe. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back.
like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise, and you'll love me till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go back, so don't throw away the things you had. 'Cause when comes the dawn, I will send my men to their deaths to remind you of my love. Kip, inform the men! Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Woo!
Hey,
Yes.
I'm still muted. There we go. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, the little one's with you. Hi. That's okay. Nobody sleeps anymore during the pandemic. How
I'm
are you doing,
good.
Estelle?
It's kind of hard to like watch myself.
Oh, we're all performers. We're always our own worst critics.
Yeah, exactly.
When we're performing. So you've done Disney princesses and the Blue Fairy and all of these, shall I say, demure characters. What made you decide to do Zap?
So I'm kind of always like thinking of things in my mind, and we listen to the Broadway Pandora station in the car a lot, and it's basically just Hamilton on repeat all day. Never listen to Broadway Pandora, it's just all Hamilton. So I hear this song all the time, and one day it just clicked. I was like, this is a Zap Brannigan song. And he's not someone that I would normally do a cosplay as, but it was like kind of like the song cosplay combo I knew would work so well together. So that's kind of how I came up with it.
That's cool. It did work. You snuck one. So behind the scenes, we have had a lot of Hamilton and a lot of Beetlejuice this summer. And behind the scenes, we've kind of been like, maybe it's time to start retiring Hamilton and Beetlejuice. And then this number came up and I went, yeah, no, she wrote her own lyrics and it's good. So we're going to let this one get by. Yeah. No, it was great. Thank you so much for, again, being part of the Cabaret. You're another one who's been with us from the real world into the virtual world. And it's always great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, seriously, so good.
Whoops, wait, wrong button.
I'm
Okay, Kate, we're coming back to you in a second. Hey, everybody, this is me at home, Picard maneuvering and sweating to death in this uniform, but that's okay. So this is the part where I tell everyone about the charity that we are supporting tonight. And the charity we are supporting tonight, normally I would hold up like a flyer, but hold on a second while I pull that up, and hopefully you're all seeing it on the screen. A charity for tonight is called Be an Arts Hero. Last week's charity and this week's charity was supposed to be Save Space Camp. Last week's was Save Space Camp. Thank you so much for everyone who watched the show and donated. But thanks to two major donations, one of them being $500,000 from the Boeing Corporation, they hit their $1.5 million goal that they were going for in their GoFundMe. So Space Camp in the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama is going to be okay, at least for the short term, and we're very happy that we helped in some small way of doing that. If you've never been to Space Camp and you're young, go to Space Camp. If you've never been to Space Camp and you're old, go to Space Camp because they have Space Camp for adults. Michael and Guyan from New York Away Team, I've said this over and over again, he went last year. We were planning on going back again this year until COVID happened, and I'm dying to go. I went there 3 times as a kid, and I was a counselor, and I love the idea of going back all these years later to see how much of my body doesn't obey commands anymore. But tonight's charity is Be an Arts Hero. Be an Arts Hero is actually a charity that is supporting artists that have lost their income due to the COVID-19 shutdown. But more importantly, what a lot of people haven't realized is that they've lost not just their primary income, which is performing, but their secondary and tertiary incomes as well. Most artists also work in industries, side jobs, day jobs, gigs jobs that are part of the entertainment industry or supported by the entertainment industry, like tourism or working in restaurants or transit. All of that is shut down virtually everywhere, but especially in New York and Los Angeles. So Be an Arts Hero is a charity that is not only supporting them, but more importantly, they are pointing out just why it's important that they need to be supported and not be forgotten. Let me just very quickly. I know this is a little bit of dry stuff, but I promise I won't be too long. Just going to switch this onto the stream. Basically, long story short, you can go to their website, but long story short, entertainment, especially say New York, brings in $114 billion a year. You can reopen everything you want in the city. If you don't find a way to get the theaters and the things connected to the theaters reopened, it's going to be deep. Their numbers here are, despite their outsized cultural and economic contribution, the arts and culture section of the U.S. economy tends to be forgotten. 94% of arts workers have experienced income loss to date. The average arts worker has lost $23.5 thousand in revenue this year. And because our craft requires us to be in the same place, not everybody can do the virtual thing we're doing now, it is almost impossible to get that to reopen until they either find a vaccine. So they need all the help they can get. That is the charity that has been chosen for tonight. Any of the donations that you make will be going to help them out, as well as the artists who are in this show. Before I hand you off the cake, I'm going to switch to one more. Oh, you can find out about that at beanartshero.com, hashtag artshero. Very quickly, one other thing I want to show you guys. Stop screen, share screen. La 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 la.
Stuck in my head.
Now we have a swag store. Geek Life swag, yo. We have t-shirts and hoodies and all sorts of stuff. Kate, I think, is wearing one. Guys, all of this stuff, we have a swag store. People have asked. We have a swag store. All of the proceeds from this go to just producing more content for all of you and to charity. So it's split. We have two swag stores, Geek Life Swag, Geek Life Pride. Geek Life Swag gets split between producing more content and charity. Geek Life Pride, anything that is purchased through Geek Life Pride, 100% of it goes to support LGBTQIA plus charities. There you go. And as of this week, let me scroll down. Bam, we are rocking masks because that is the new chore of 2020. So if you want to get your mask on, you can do it there. And it's at teespring.com/stores Geek Life Swag. If you go to Teespring and look up Geek Life Rules and Geek Life Swag, it'll bring up the page. So thank you so much, guys. Again, we hope you've been enjoying the show. And I hand you back to your illustrious host, the inimitable, the unimaginably talented, the fantastical Miss Kate Hoover.
You little miss. Stop it. This was actually on the astronaut thing that I had. Don't ask me why. I have all these knickknacks in my apartment, and I just pile them on top of each other. So there you go, rainbow wig. Also, I'm definitely gonna get one of those rainbow masks. Those are so cool. I love them. But yes, moving on to another long time member of our Cosplay Cabaret family. We love her so much. Marjorie is absolutely brilliant when it comes to writing parodies for these cabarets. I gush about her every time she performs, but it's absolutely true. The cleverness of her words is astounding, and tonight is no exception. And she's also added an extra layer of 90s nostalgia. There's a lot of like throwback songs tonight that I am like so thrilled to see, and this one caught me totally off guard because I haven't heard this song in years. So I hope that you get the same, nostalgia feels as I do when you hear this, and enjoy her interpretation of it as well. Now, you already thought she was a good captain, but now you'll see what the Starfleet never taught in Diplomacy 101. Coming to you from Planet X, give it up for the vivacious vixen, Queen Arachnia, aka Marjorie.
contact. Not a voyage or skyjack. Like the bathrooms on all blacks. Ever heard that from other tracks? Not a cosplay. Is it killing aliens? 5 dimensions taking names. We are on the highway. Like the atomic light and think we are at home. Lower the lightning shield, atomic light and think we are at home. Put me in this dress with neo-linguistics. Time to set aside my pride and become a villain's bride. Use that jetpack to wipe the slack from Chakotay, whatever brings us from subspace. We are on the holiday night, and like the atomic legends think we are at home. Lower the lightning shields, atomic legends think we are at home. What's most effective? More light effective. No matter your perspective, we gotta follow our directive. And release the pheromones. We are like the atomic legends think we are at home. Lower the lightning shields, atomic legends think we are at home. What's most effective? More light effective. No matter your perspective, no matter how prime directive. I'm like the atomic legends think we are at home. I'm looking up. Atomic weapons think we are at home. What's most effective? More light effective. No matter your perspective, we gotta follow our directive. Most effective. Not effective. That's my perspective. What's your perspective? I am Queen Arachnia. Atomic light won't think we are at home. I am Queen Arachnia. Atomic light won't think we are at home. Oh, most effective. Atomic light effective. No matter your perspective. Atomic light won't think we are at home. Arachnia.
Oh my god.
No Doubt Forever.
Wow. That song will be stuck in my head for a while, and I'm not mad about it at all. I love that song.
This is what happens. Like, poor Cassie, like, when I get everything and I start editing and I start watching over and over and over again, I just constantly run around singing the songs. But I constantly run around singing these lyrics to the songs.
Nice.
Like I'll be like, oh, so protected, or hope you have a better pandemic. I'm just singing everyone else's parody lyrics. Marge, again, that was just a fantastic video. Black and white Arachnia. I love it.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. And that costume. That costume.
That costume.
Oh my God.
Was months in the making. We did it for the Star Trek cruise. I was Arachnia and Lenny was Chaotica. So I was like, what haven't I done yet for the cosplay cabaret? Let me pull out another character.
Yeah, that was brilliant. The Star Trek cruise, otherwise known as the only convention that happened this year. For all of us who went, well, we won't go to that one. We'll go to the next one.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. So was it really hard getting the makeup so you would look like you were black and white?
No. Filters are great. although you do have to match some of the eyeshadow and the rouge because some of it does not come up, which is the whole thing about the costumes on Star Trek, right? Because the yellow costumes in the original series were actually green.
I know, like every cosplayer, especially Star Trek cosplayers' nightmare was the way they lit the show and then the way the filters they shot them in and then color corrected them.
Yep.
Green and yellow and whatever, the blue or the teal or the royal. And now, of course, in modern cosplay, CBS and Paramount intentionally make custom colors to piss us all off.
Always.
But that was a fantastic number. Thank you so much you always come up with stuff inventive and you always push the envelope for everybody else.
I try.
I feel like we all have a love-hate relationship with you. We love you and we're like, God damn it, now I have to do this.
How to raise the bar again?
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see it before or if this is your first time watching, if you go into the Geek Life Rules Cosplay Cabaret playlist and scroll back, you will find Marge doing One Day More, a political version of One Day More, playing like 12 different characters. It was from the very first virtual one. And everyone else, myself included, basically stood in front of a room and sang. And March and day one came out the gate swinging with this, and it was awesome. That reminds me, I want to make sure you plug this. You are about to do another cabaret that is hyper important, and the few alumni cos cabbers in it, and it's being produced by a coworker of ours. Kate, can you tell everybody about that before you roll?
Oh, yes. It's by my friend Jennifer Ambler. She's done Parody in Blue, and we are doing a show this weekend called a voting variety show. Sorry. It's all about the 19th Amendment. We are celebrating 100 years of women's suffrage, and we would love all of you to join us. It is at, I don't have all the details. Sorry. I think it's at 6 p.m.
I am finding it, and Jamal, I know you're watching. If you could be so kind and maybe find it. Parody in Blue on YouTube is the link, but we'll make sure that the link ends up in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah. Lots of women who are supporting women's suffrage. It's amazing. Come see us.
I love it. Yes. Yes.
Guys, Sailor Marge, the inimitable Sailor Marge, virtual round of applause. Show her how much you love her in the comments. Thank you so much for doing another fantastic number for us, hon.
A pleasure. Thanks.
So good. I again completely forgot about that song, man. And I'm gonna be like singing like this for the bus. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Don't listen to me, or listen to me because I'm the host. So please, good time. Don't listen to me until right now. Hello, hope you're having a good time. Let's move on to our next performer. Emma is originally from Atlanta. Woo woo woo, Atlanta in the house. Not a Southern girl, but now she's living in New York City. And she's studying musical theater at NY University, which means New York University. On weekends, she can be found performing, playing Dungeons and Dragons as well. I love how many Dungeons and Dragons people we have. Again, guys, like, I'm so late to the D&D game, but I love it so much. And I'm on my second campaign right now, and I'm playing a Lionel. Big surprise. Me as a Catwoman, who'd have thunk? But good luck with your musical pursuits. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, Emma. And she saw Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time with her mother, which again is like hashtag family goals. I think that's amazing. And not only that, but they sat in the front row. And of course, she got called up on stage to do the whole like pre-show games, which I won't go into detail, but they play some pretty interesting pre-show games when you're a first timer seeing the live Rocky Horror Picture Show. And to have your mama be in the front row for that I love that story so much. And also remember live performances and live theater and seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show live. Remember that time in our lives? Please give it up for your next performer, Emma Zvitil.
Michael Rainey was ill the day the earth stood still, but he told us where we stand. And Flash Gordon was there in silver underwear. Claude Rains was the invisible man. Then something went wrong for Fay Ray and King Kong. They got caught in a celluloid jam. Then at a deadly pace, it came from outer space. And this is how the message ran. Science fiction, double feature. Dr. X will build a creature. The androids fighting Brad and Janet, and Francis stars in Forbidden Planet. Whoa. At the late night double feature nature show. I know Leo G. Carroll was over a barrel when Tarantula took to the hills. And I really got hot when I saw Jeanette Scott fight a trifid that spits poison and kills. Dana Andrews said prunes and gave him the runes, and passing them used lots of skills. But when worlds collide, said George Powell to his bride, I'm gonna give you some terrible thrills, like science fiction double feature. Dr. X will build a creature. The androids fighting Brad and Janet, and Francis stars in Forbidden Planet. Whoa. At the late night double feature picture show, I wanna go. To the late night double feature picture show by RKO. At the feature makes the show in the back row. Wow. To the late night double feature picture show.
Yeah.
I never get tired of that ending when she's just like.
Love
That's
it.
real popcorn. That's real popcorn that I made and ate.
Of course, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is her first time on the virtual cosplay cabaret stage. This is Emma. Now, how do you pronounce your last name correctly?
Spittle. So it's like Skittle, like the candy, but with a big. Don't worry, you are not first.
Right.
This is what happens when you miss meetings. No, Spittle. Emma Spittle. The funny thing is that we spoke before the show, and I didn't ask. And as soon as we spoke before the show, and as soon as you went away, I went, man. I literally thought the one question I was meant to ask, and it's on my notes in big red letters: pronunciation.
I was so I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get everyone's name right. It's gonna be perfect. And literally, I even like, where's your thing? I have it at the bottom because I assumed you would spell it Svetil. So
I see.
Like, I'm gonna get it. No.
Emma, that was fantastic. That was brilliant. I'm gonna ask you about it in a second, but I should probably let you know. So as I let people know, because the way the software works, we have a backstage area where I can see the performers in the backstage area, and I loved watching you watch yourself, and what I assume was watch the comments come up on the screen.
I had a split screen. I had me on one side and the comments on the other.
So much so that I pulled out my phone and I recorded it. So I'm going to be sending you tonight the video of you. I was like, this is too cute to not have it and share this. So you did not one, but two characters for your first time out of the gate. Tell us about that whole experience and putting that together.
So the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the stage production, the usherette at the very beginning is the one who sings the science fiction double feature, and she has her little popcorn box and she walks across the stage, and then later in the show, the actress who plays, traditionally speaking, the actress who plays the usherette doubles as Magenta. So when I saw the Sci-Fi Cabaret, I immediately had the idea to do this song, and I thought, perfect way to use these two characters. And the usherette cosplay is sort of like, the hat is from a Halloween costume. The dress was, a birthday present. And I just kind of put things together to go along with the characters that I thought fit the song. Which
Closet cosplay, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's how you do it. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do this stuff. Yes.
No. Root through some drawers, find a doily, find a napkin, stick it on your head.
Absolutely. Now, I need to.
Smarter, not harder,
I need to find. I don't know if Kate mentioned this in the beginning, because so you're in the New York City area, right? You haven't abandoned New York City yet during the pandemic. You're still here.
I am currently at home quarantining in Atlanta. Basically, because I go to school, I rely on housing, and there has been a lot of complications with that this year.
Tish in Columbia kicked everybody out real quick.
Yeah. They said, bye, come get your stuff later.
Well, when you come back to New York, seriously, there's a seat waiting for you at Broadway Comedy Club, because all that.
Thank you.
All that, and a bag of chips, but all that and a bucket of popcorn. Before I go, because I don't know if Kate pointed it out, fun fact, when I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time, I got picked to come up front to compete in the pre-show game. For any of you who've never seen Rocky Horror live in a theater, please do it. And please make sure you let someone like us who have know that you haven't. It's more fun for us than it is for you. And the game was, who can make the best orgasm noise? Your mother was in the front row, and you voluntarily forfeited because, yes, that's what we do.
Yeah. They didn't tell us what the game was going to be. They just said, you come up here. My parents are watching this from the room upstairs. I'm sorry, Dad.
Yes.
We have a couple of, I know for a fact we have a couple of both people who watched Cabaret and a couple who have performed in the Cabaret who are Rocky Horror Shadowcasters. So we're going to make that happen too. Thank you so much for being part of the show. You were fantastic. That was such a great number. And we hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
How you doing, hon?
I'm doing great. I mean, honestly, another bang up job at the Cosplay Cabaret, if I do say so myself.
Seriously though, right? Like we're at the end of the show and on schedule.
I know.
How come we can't ever stay on schedule when we're in the club?
Because I talk so much.
You and me both. At least we don't have somebody like yelling at us and flipping on the lights in the middle of somebody's number. And it was the middle of your number, come to think of it. It was the middle of you doing wash.
Oh, it was you're right. It was my well, hey, I'd rather it be my number than theirs
Than
because
somebody else. And then Marge did like the super speedy version of 1999 for us to get it. Oh, come it was the Sci-Fi special last year when we went.
Yeah.
We didn't go over. They messed up their timing. Remember?
That's right.
Oy.
Yeah.
Anyway. So this is our last number. I'm going to let you intro it in a second, but since it's the last number, I just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody again for coming and hanging out with us. This last number is another CosCab alum, and this was a special request of mine. I will let you know. This is a fantastic number that was done all the way back for our very first New York Comic Con show, and there is like only a 45-second record of it because that show was destroyed. Well, I still have a hard drive with all the files on them, but they're all corrupted and that show was lost. So I begged and pleaded, and our next performer was gracious enough to do this number again. I also want to take an opportunity to thank Jamal Taylor, who you constantly hear me mention him, and you constantly see his name in the credits as special thanks. In the credits now, it'll say technical advisor, technical director, because seriously, Jamal's the one who's been helping us figure out the technology to make these shows happen and be smooth and hopefully look professional. So big thanks to him as well. Also, stuff like when someone mentions I'm doing parody in blue at somebody else's cabaret, the link suddenly pops up in the chat window because Jamal got it in there. So guys, please give a big round. La la la. I know he confused me, but I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna click on all these people who are like, giving Jamal his props that are well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. There is a Zoom after party like we always have. The link is in the Facebook comments, and it should be in the YouTube comments, but I'm not sure because YouTube is funny about posting other links in the comments sometimes. But it is in the Facebook event group comments. It is in the Facebook page comments. And you know what, I'll just put it up as a post. Or Jamal, if you could be so kind during the last number, put it up as a post so that people can come. And we hope to see you guys, our cast, and all of you guys watching. Hang out for a little while. We'll talk about the show tonight. You'll get to ask them questions, meet them. We'll talk about Star Trek Lower Decks again. Yeah, and we'll have some fun. All right, I leave you with your host and our last number of the evening.
Thank you so much. And one more person that I feel I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't. Also, well, I should say, because again, David Citron did provide several of the accompaniments for our songs tonight. Yay, David Citron. Love you, love you, love you. Virtual claps for him. We love him so much. He's a genius. And also to the man who created this entire thing, with whom we would not be here if it weren't for him. Lawrence Niels. Can we give a huge virtual round of applause for Lawrence Niels? I mean, I'm so honored that he took a chance on a weirdo like me several years ago and brought me on to host this. And I love doing this with him, and the fact that he, does this completely selflessly, like just for the love of it. And he always provides these amazing charities that we, all these proceeds go to, and gives folks like you a great opportunity to, watch these amazing performers just continue to do what they love in hard times when we can't be on a stage. So Lawrence, you are the man. You are awesome, awesome. Love you so much. And now without further ado, let's bring it on home, shall we? With your last performer, Nicole. And she has again, this is a special request by us for her, and you'll see why in a second. And I know that she may seem a little blue. Get it? All right. I promise I get the hook. I'm going to be done soon. But she's very excited to sing this song for you tonight. And it is one of the hardest opera songs to perform. And the cosplay was no easy feat either. Seriously, a lot of time and effort went into this. Opera lovers know this piece as Il Dolce Suno from the opera Lucia di L'Amore. And once again, I had to literally phonetically spell that out because she does not know words at all. But you all may recognize this song as the Diva's Dance from the movie The Fifth Element. So please give a huge hand for your last performer, taking us home, Nicole Oliva. I mean,
thank you guys.
You're not worthy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Come on now. Let's put these up on the screen.
I just can't. That first high, whatever the heck it is, always gets me. I'm prepared, but I'm never prepared, and it's like so good.
Come on, let's just throw these all up on the screen.
Oh, thank you guys. That means a lot.
Watch.
Wash hands. Yeah.
Just so you know, Nicole, exact same thing I did with Emma. You will be receiving your reaction video later this evening. Because so guys, as I mentioned, Nicole did this for me as a personal favor. Thank you so much. But Nicole has never seen the finished product until just now with all of you. She recorded herself singing her face off in front of a green screen, and then into the abyss 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. It was so amazing. Thank you. I'm gonna get all those backgrounds for when I do that live, whenever that'll be again.
Girl, seriously, with the range and the voice and the cosplay, and there's anything you just don't do. And a shelf behind you that would rival brackets.
Like I got chills, actual chills. Yeah, so good.
Was it difficult doing it and not knowing what the end was going to be? Just singing into a green, like being in a green screen, like
A little bit. I mean, I'm always good with rolling with the punches. But I was more concerned that I had the green screen set up right. I had ironed the whole thing. It's it can't have, Dennis gave me a whole quick tutorial, but I had to go to my parents' house to do it because we don't have enough space to set up that huge thing here. So we cleared out my younger brother's room, set up the green screen, and I had to tape it. I had hangers and stuff. It was just it has to be straight, no wrinkles. It has to come out good. So Lawrence doesn't have a hard time doing whatever he's going to do.
Well, yeah, no, it was fantastic. It was just brilliant. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. You seriously, you did me a big solid. Whatever you want, it's yours. Just ask. It's done.
Oh, thank you. Of course.
And that I honestly cannot think of a better way to wrap up our show. We have now, guys. I'm gonna mute your microphones, or do me a favor, guys. Mute your microphones, even though I'm pulling you all in. Some of the performers are still hanging out here. Are still hanging out with us. That is going to be our show tonight. Thank you so much for coming to another New York Cosplay Cabaret. Thank you so much to our fantastic performers. I need to switch screens so I can see everybody. To Evie, to Susanna, to Bridget, to Bailey, to Jenny, to Matt, to Estelle, Marge, Emma, Nicole, David, and our illustrious host, Kate, who brings it home every single time, to Heather Brown, who helps with random, does this work, and technical stuff in the background, to my wife, again, who puts up with the fact that I take over the entire house to shoot stuff, edit stuff, record stuff, etc., and to put on these shows. And to all of those performers who are struggling right around now, we feel you. Most of us are you. And hopefully we'll be able to help you out a little bit tonight. The show will stay up all weekend. Until Sunday. So if you want to share it with people, please go on and share it with people. Tell them, hey, check out this show from Thursday night. We will leave it up all weekend. We will also leave up both the individual performer and the donation PayPal Venmo links up all weekend. So please go up and tell them to do that to help out the charity and also help out these fantastic performers. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. And then you can go and find out, go to the playlist and see old shows. Remember to like and subscribe. It's still awkward. You're talking about horrible transitions. That's my horrible transition, not making that sound dorky. If you had a good time tonight, smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button too, so you can see more of the stuff we're doing. Go and follow all of the performers. Every single one of them had their Instagram up today, and all of their Instagram and social media is also up on the event link with their photos. So you can find them and you can follow them. Nothing is more important to performers, especially right now where we are stuck in a digital virtual world, than clicking on numbers, than clicking on those subscriptions. I'm actually going to start pushing that a lot harder because as I've been doing my research for myself and for other performers, seriously, we go to auditions now, and the person who has more Instagram followers is the person who gets the role as opposed to the person who's the best performer, actor, or singer. Stuff like that is happening. In order to help monetize our social media, if we happen to make our own music like Jenny does, or like Kate does, or like Marge does, you need to show you have followers. So please, please, it's not like a corporate thing. This is actually helps us out. If somebody has 2,000 Facebook friends and only 50 followers, then the 50 followers on their Instagram account or their YouTube channel, then their friends ain't doing something right. So go and help them out. It is greatly appreciated. It's a self-plug too, but I don't want to sound like a self-plug, but it is too. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, yada, yada, yada. Guys, you guys want to say anything before we wrap up? Are you all still muted? And that's why I can't hear
I was wondering if there's like a hand washing emoji. The comments just says wash hands. So now I'm sitting on my phone, and when I was pulled up in here, I was on my phone Googling the hand washing emoji.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, let me show just one thing real quick. Oh, I can't. Hold on.
That's great.
Oh yeah, your picture.
Show.
Oh, it won't come up because I have it as a background and not as a foreground. Okay, Heather Brown did this awesome artwork of me in Lower Deck style, so go and check that out. We will see you guys at the after party. The Zoom link is in the chat comments. I will put it up again right now on the Geek Life Rules main page. Jamal is probably putting it up while I'm speaking, so thank you very much. And we will see you at the Zoom after party, guys. Thank you so much for another great show. So long, farewell, good night, Auf Wiedersehen, and believe it or not, we're still walking on air.
We are.